Hey guys, so we're back with another video. So this is part of day one as well. So this is on the men's side. So we're looking at Frederick, Richard. So this is gonna be for the men's side, and then we're gonna look at another men from the gymnastics side, and then we're gonna switch to day two, and then final, which will be day 3. I think they have only 3 days of gymnastics non-stop. The good thing is that all of their events is under one roof, which is even more easier to cover. Whereas in track and field, it's like everywhere. There's so much going on in track and field, which we will be back soon. But like I said, this year, especially for this Olympics, I'm doing so many different things than that I never did before, and I think I'm challenging my channel and I'm challenging myself to cover as much as different ways as possible. I think that it's always good to look at a new frontier and a new way of experiencing the Olympic Games when you're looking at the athletes from other regions and other sports and how they get prepared for their trials under one roof at the Paris Games. It's gonna feel interesting to see the mentality that each athlete has when approaching a certain amount of milestone. So let's see what's gonna happen on the men's side. Alright, let's go now.
And what Frederick really needs to do is show definite strength positions and hold for 2 full seconds. That one was great.
So this looks like it's like the uneven bars, but it's like, I remember they showed this in SpongeBob. There was an episode of SpongeBob. It was like the Olympics. Those are called, I don't know if they're like onion rings. I'm not sure if what they're called, but you have to learn how to balance yourself upside down and rotate the amount of weight on your strength. Like, it's crazy.
Do another one right here. This one's called a planche. And he lowers down into a Maltese, and that one might have been a little bit shy of 2 seconds.
That's difficult.
But Frederick has really improved his strength on still rings in the last year.
Okay, I called it onion ring.
Always able to do the
oh, forgive me, everybody. I have ways with words. I called it onion rings. So it's called still rings. That's the proper term for it. Alright.
Cross right from a young age.
That's really difficult though.
With that, and a little bit of a struggle in that handstand as well. Double. Nice landing, just a 1/10 of a point off.
Said I'm definitely a lot stronger coming into this event than the championships a month ago, and I was pretty good there.
And I'll tell you what, he's not wanting to peak here. I mean, this guy, he believes he's going to the Olympic Games, and he wants to win gold in Paris. And every day he's doing basics, the little tiny things you don't see other gymnasts do at this stage in the game. And it's because he's looking down the road.
My man, Marie.
So for the rings is difficulty is 5.6, execution is 8.2, and then 13.8 for total score. Like I said, the rings is very difficult because your upper body has to be strong to carry all your weight, and then it has to be able to shift whenever each time you rotate. That's a very difficult event just by looking at it. I'm already feeling tired.
Is that Carl in the stands cheering for him?
And I guess they use like this wrist to hold their wrist to not hurt them. And I see they put like powder. I guess it's for the bar to like sweat to not, affect them. I'm assuming.
The number for the man, the 20-year-old, one of the stars here. Setting up on vault.
Kind of an easy vault for Fred. We've seen this by a bunch of guys. Same thing Brody did, 2.5.
Okay, so that's nice.
Hop
That was
forward on
good.
the landing.
So we're gonna see that again, but before we do that, so it seems like there are some events that are very similar to the women's, like the beam are the same, but it's different techniques. So if a guy is doing it, there's a different way he needs to land it compared to a straightaway where you have to run and then pallet, you rotate over. I think they did more. There's more to like the lean to the side, if I'm not mistaken, the way they have to do it. That's interesting.
Yeah, good score. Probably, I would say 14-3, maybe 14-4.
That's the number for Frederick Richard.
14-2.
So solid in the yellow, 14-2 for vault.
So let's go back. Let me go back real quick. That was very difficult.
Stars here. Setting up on vault.
So the vault is the same name for even the vault for the women's side. The rings are different with the uneven bars. So it seems like some of the events are different for the genders when it comes to the athletes, especially some of the events. Yeah.
Kind of an easy vault for Fred. We've seen this by a bunch of guys. Same thing Brody did, 2.5. Hop forward on the landing. Gonna get a good score. Probably, I would say.
And you gotta be ready to land it because any fuck up, you're done.
So solid in the yellow, 14-2 for vault. Frederick Richard, a moment ago on parallel bars.
Has been on just a stratospheric rise past couple of years in gymnastics. And there's just something a little bit different about Fred. He told me a story that the first time he ever got to go to a national team camp as a junior, he decided that he was going to do all of the things that he wasn't good at, so he could have all the experts look at it and help him. And that is the exact opposite of what you usually do in that situation. You usually want to go and show only your best stuff, so you can impress in that moment. But he's always looking down the road. He's in Minneapolis right now, but he is thinking about Paris.
Oh, that's interesting.
Double front, small little hop. Tremendous routine for Fred.
Always has that attitude and confidence.
Ooh, that's a crazy score. 6.2 for difficulty, and execution is 8.850. Total is 15.05. So Frederick is crazy when it comes to the. I'm not. Yeah. So this is called the parallel bars. So just like with the uneven bars, this is parallel bars. So they're similar, but there's more. I think there's more techniques to be done with that. That's insane.
I have no problem saying that I want to not just go to the Olympics, I want to win the Olympics.
This is how big Frederick thinks. He said when he was younger, he would envision the routines that he was going to do.
The fact that they explained about Frederick that, he would do some of the most difficult events, and even though he's not good at it, he will get points, and then the judges will give their feedbacks, and that way it would help him cultivate a better idea of how to do the events better. That shows that he's ready. He is completely ready to win gold. I see him winning gold. So I will definitely start making predictions. I would say on the 11th of July. I will make prediction of my gymnastic prediction as well as my track and field predictions. I think that's very important. I don't want to lose those names. Frederick Richardson, Sonny Lee, and Simone Biles. I'm forgetting the other two athletes, but I'll get to them later. But I think he would definitely win gold or silver. I see that happening.
And every element was a new element that he had invented and that had never been done before. Got some big releases, very similar to Brody's routine. Gorgeous. Another one, this one in tuck. Really good. And this is a combination that Brody was supposed to do, didn't do. Let's see if Frederick does it. He does 2 releases in a row.
Interesting.
I'll tell you what, this is a pretty spectacular routine right here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I want to know this too. Is there like a weight system, like a weight class that you have to be under when it comes to gymnastics? Like, who could get on the bars? And like, do they have like a system where like based on like the height, the age, and the weight, or is it like all in the same? That way, like to balance things out. The reason why I'm asking this, it's not like a disrespectful thing. It's just more of like trying to understand, like, because the way that some of the systems are, like, it's very light, but at the same time, it's like your powers have to be even out. Like your weight system has to even out in order for you to do all those crazy feats. So I think that's interesting. That, you know, to be holding yourself up for so long and then to rotate it back, that takes a lot of mental fortitude to even do things like that.
Gotta go right for the handstand. Oh, that was tremendous. So risky. Double laid out. Small little hop. Any other successful athlete, everybody loses sometimes. So right to a handstand, so risky. We saw Coy do that same thing and kind of have a little bit of a disaster, bend his elbows.
That difficulty you talk about too, that's been increased, the encouragement as his parents not only watch, but they got the phone out too. Mom does. Frederick Richard on a high bar, 14-4, coming right at you.
And Frederick did. He beat Brody on a high bar. That's a world champion.
Last event of the night for Frederick Richard.
All right.
Second place heading into rotation 6.
So this is floors.
Great here. He won the national title just a few weeks ago on this event. All about the landings. Double right here. Money. Once again, you got to do one of those skills. This is called an air flare. They are very tricky and a little bit counter.
It's like you're breakdancing. Like, thinking about it, it's like you're breakdancing. Like, I love floors. I've been saying that. Now that I know the proper name for it, I love floors. Like, the athletes bring their creativity, I think, when they get onto floors. You get to see them dance. You get to see them do all their wonderful techniques. I think that's pretty cool.
Intuitive. For gymnasts, that was a silly little mistake that'll cost him a tenth of a point. His legs kind of got fumbled up at the end there. Another little hop that really shouldn't have been there. There you go. Back on track. Not the best he can do, but pretty darn good as well. And a great finish.
Nice. This is heating up.
No from the family. And many here inside the Target Center. You need a 14.201 to win night one. Yeah, there it is. 14-7, Frederick Richard.
Nice.
Yeah, there it is.
So we're gonna stop it here, guys. So thank you guys so much. This was fun. So Frederick Richard got a 6.0 for difficulty. Execution was 8.7, and then his total score for the night one was 14.7. So congratulations to Frederick Richard for being so awesome and looking at what he's able to do now. I'm definitely a fan. Like I said, this is cool to see what athletes are doing right now to get ready for Paris. Like I said, we will still be covering later on the 100 meters hurdles for the women's, but in the meantime, I'm loving the little break that we're having, and we get to see a different perspective of different events. Like I said, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be the last of the athletes of day one, which is Asher Hong, and then we're gonna close out for day one, and then we'll pick up day 2 and 3 together, and then we will start jumping back into track and field shortly. Okay guys, see you.